Life is a journey filled with both triumphs and challenges. Often we find ourselves in situations that feel unfair, painful, or overwhelming, leaving us questioning why certain things happen the way they do. We may feel lost, burdened, or even abandoned in the face of adversity, wondering if there is any purpose to the struggles we endure. Yet time and time again, people come to realize that what seemed like a setback was in reality a stepping stone towards something far greater. There are countless moments in life when disappointment clouds our perspective, making it difficult to see beyond our immediate suffering. We may face financial difficulties, the loss of a loved one, failed relationships, or unexpected career changes. These hardships often bring pain, frustration, and uncertainty. However, as time unfolds, we sometimes come to understand that these experiences were not merely obstacles, but rather part of a divine plan that ultimately led us to something better than we ever imagined. Consider a person who loses their job unexpectedly. In the moment, the fear of financial instability and the uncertainty of the future can be overwhelming. They may feel like their world is falling apart, and they might struggle to understand why such a misfortune has occurred. Yet months or even years later, they might find themselves in a career that brings them greater fulfillment, purpose, and success than they had ever experienced before. That loss, which once felt like a devastating blow, turned out to be the very thing that pushed them toward a better future. It was an unforeseen blessing. This concept extends beyond personal experiences and is evident in history as well. There have been many stories of individuals who encountered failure, only to later realize that their hardships led to achievements they never would have reached otherwise. Many successful people have experienced rejection, failure, and heartbreak before finding their true calling. Without the initial struggle, they may never have been motivated to pursue their greatest potential. What appeared to be a setback was actually preparation for something greater. Pain and hardship have a way of shaping us in ways we cannot immediately understand. Difficult moments refine our character, build resilience, and teach us valuable lessons about life, strength, and faith. When everything is going smoothly, we may take things for granted or overlook the need for personal growth. But in moments of struggle, we are forced to look deeper within ourselves, to find inner strength, and to trust that better days will come. It is often in times of hardship that people seek a greater connection with the divine. When life is comfortable, it is easy to rely solely on our own understanding, but when we are faced with difficulties, we are reminded of our dependence on something greater than ourselves. Many have found that the lowest points of their lives were the moments that brought them closest to God, leading them to spiritual growth, inner peace, and a renewed sense of purpose. A person who experiences heartbreak may believe at the time that they have lost something irreplaceable. They may feel as though their happiness has been shattered, and they might struggle to see any hope for the future. However, as time passes, they may come to realize that the relationship was not truly meant for them, and something far better was in store. Perhaps they later meet someone who loves and understands them in a way they never thought possible. In retrospect, they may even be grateful for the pain they once endured because it ultimately led them to something far greater. Unforeseen blessings also come in the form of redirection. Sometimes we pursue a certain path with all our hearts, believing it is the right direction for our lives, only to face obstacles that prevent us from moving forward. In the moment, it may feel like failure, but in reality, it may be divine intervention steering us toward something better. A door closing does not mean the end of the journey. Rather, it often signifies a transition to something more meaningful. One of the most remarkable aspects of unforeseen blessings is that they are often recognized only in hindsight. When we are in the midst of suffering, it is difficult to see the bigger picture. However, looking back, we often realize that everything unfolded exactly as it was meant to. The things we once feared or resented may turn out to be the very things that led us to our greatest joys. What once seemed like a detour was actually the perfect route to where we were meant to be. Trusting in this process requires faith. It is not always easy to believe that difficult situations will lead to something good, especially when we are in the midst of pain. However, faith reassures us that even in our darkest moments, we are not alone. There is a greater plan at work, one that is beyond our immediate understanding. There are countless stories of people who have faced great adversity, only to later realize that their struggles were a blessing in disguise. A person who faced rejection from a job may have been spared from an environment that was not right for them. Someone who experienced failure in one area of life may have been redirected toward their true purpose. Even in tragic circumstances, people often find meaning and growth that they never expected. This concept applies not only to individuals, but to communities and even entire nations. Throughout history, societies have faced hardship and turmoil only to emerge stronger and more united. Tragedy and difficulty often inspire change, innovation, and a renewed appreciation for what truly matters. The struggles of today can pave the way for the triumphs of tomorrow. One of the most powerful examples of unforeseen blessings is found in the way people grow through their pain. Many who have endured hardship find themselves more compassionate, understanding, and resilient as a result of their experiences. They become better equipped to help others who face similar struggles, offering wisdom and encouragement from their own journey. Their pain was not meaningless. It became a source of strength and purpose. Though it is not always easy to accept, struggles are often the catalyst for transformation. They push us out of our comfort zones, force us to reevaluate our priorities, and teach us the true value of perseverance. When we look at our lives through the lens of faith, we begin to see that nothing is truly wasted. Even the most difficult moments serve a purpose. It is important to remember that just because we do not understand something now does not mean that it lacks meaning. Some blessings take time to reveal themselves. The difficulties of today may be the foundation for tomorrow's greatest victories. When we embrace this perspective, we learn to trust the process, even when the journey is uncertain. Rather than seeing challenges as obstacles, we can begin to see them as opportunities for growth, redirection, and greater purpose. Each difficulty carries with it the potential for transformation. Even in the midst of hardship, there is hope. Even in the face of uncertainty, there is faith. Even when we do not see the full picture, there is a divine plan unfolding. So, when faced with difficulties, it is important to hold on to hope and trust that there is a greater purpose behind every challenge. What may seem like a painful detour may actually be leading to a beautiful destination. Life is full of unexpected turns, but every step, no matter how difficult, has the potential to lead us to something far greater than we could have ever imagined. Life is a journey filled with twists and turns, moments of joy and moments of sorrow, times of clarity and times of confusion. No matter how much we plan, no matter how much we try to control the outcome of our lives, uncertainty is an inevitable part of the human experience. There are moments when everything seems to be going well, and suddenly life takes an unexpected turn, leaving us questioning everything. It is in these moments of uncertainty that faith becomes not just a choice, but a necessity. Faith in the unknown is the belief that even when we do not see the full picture, there is a greater plan at work, a divine purpose that is unfolding in ways beyond human understanding. There is an undeniable comfort in certainty. People naturally seek control over their lives, making plans and setting goals, hoping to create a future that aligns with their desires. However, life rarely follows a straight path. Plans fall apart, unexpected challenges arise, and moments of doubt creep in. In times like these, faith becomes the bridge between confusion and peace, between fear and hope. Faith is not the absence of uncertainty. Rather, it is the choice to trust even in the midst of uncertainty. It is the understanding that there is wisdom far greater than our own at work, orchestrating things in ways that we may not immediately comprehend. Throughout history, people have encountered situations that seemed impossible to overcome, only to later realize that those very challenges led them to something greater. The unknown can be terrifying, especially when life takes an unexpected turn. A person may lose a job, face a serious illness, or experience a major life change that they never anticipated. In those moments, it is easy to feel lost, to wonder why such hardships are happening. But time often reveals that what seemed like a setback was actually a setup for something better. Faith allows people to walk through those difficult times without despair, knowing that there is a purpose even when it is not yet visible. One of the most difficult aspects of faith is trusting when there are no immediate answers. Human nature seeks understanding, wanting to know why things happen the way they do. But faith requires surrendering the need for immediate answers and trusting that clarity will come in time. It is about believing that even when life feels chaotic, God is still in control. Even when the road ahead is unclear, His guidance is always present. There may be no clear signs, no immediate resolution, but faith reassures that there is never a moment when we are truly alone. Faith in the unknown is often tested in moments of hardship. It is easy to believe when life is going well, when prayers are answered in the way we expect, when everything falls into place. But real faith is tested in the moments when there is silence, when doors close unexpectedly, when the future feels uncertain. It is in those moments that faith becomes an anchor, keeping us steady when everything around us feels unstable. Faith reminds us that just because we cannot see the path does not mean there is no path. Just because we do not have all the answers does not mean there is no plan. There are countless stories of people who have faced great uncertainty only to later realize that everything happened exactly as it was meant to. A person who experiences a heartbreaking loss may later find that it led them to a greater sense of purpose. Someone who thought they failed may discover that their failure was actually a redirection towards something far better. Life is full of moments that do not make sense at the time, but later reveal themselves to be essential steps on a greater journey. Faith allows people to keep moving forward even when they do not fully understand where they are going. One of the most beautiful aspects of faith is the peace it brings. Worry and fear often arise from uncertainty, from the need to control things that are beyond human power, but faith replaces fear with trust, allowing people to release their anxieties and rest in the knowledge that they are being guided. Instead of being consumed by worry about the future, faith allows people to focus on the present, knowing that everything will unfold as is meant to. Faith does not remove challenges, but it changes the way people face them. Instead of being paralyzed by fear, they can move forward with confidence, knowing that they are not walking alone. There are moments in life when faith is the only thing to hold on to. When all else seems lost, when there are no clear answers, when the future is uncertain, faith becomes the light in the darkness. It is what gives people the strength to keep going, even when they feel like giving up. It is what allows people to find meaning in their struggles, to trust that even their pain is not wasted. Faith transforms uncertainty from something to be feared into something that holds potential. It is the assurance that even in the unknown, there is purpose. Faith in the unknown is not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges do not exist. It is about acknowledging the struggles of life while choosing to believe that they are part of a bigger picture. It is about recognizing that even when life does not go according to plan, it is still unfolding exactly as it is meant to. Faith does not mean that everything will always go the way we want, but it does mean that everything will happen as it should. It is about trusting that there is wisdom beyond what can be seen in the present moment. One of the most powerful aspects of faith is its ability to bring hope. In times of uncertainty, hope can feel distant, but faith keeps it alive. It reminds people that no situation is truly hopeless, that even in the darkest moments, there is light ahead. Faith allows people to face challenges with courage, knowing that they are being guided towards something greater. It is a reminder that even in the unknown, there is always a reason to keep going. Faith in the unknown teaches patience. In a world that demands immediate answers, faith requires waiting. It asks people to trust in timing that is not their own, to believe that just because something has not happened yet does not mean it will not happen at the right time. Waiting is difficult, especially when there is no clear sign of what is to come. But faith reassures that delays are not denials. Sometimes the things people pray for are already on their way. They are just arriving at the perfect moment. There are moments in life when looking back reveals the beauty of faith. People realize that the things they once worried about never came to pass, or that the struggles they endured led them to something far better. Faith allows people to live with that perspective even in the present moment, to trust that one day they will look back and see that everything made sense after all. It is the belief that no moment is wasted, that even pain has a purpose, that even when things seem uncertain, they are unfolding exactly as they should. Faith in the unknown is an invitation to live with trust rather than fear, with hope rather than doubt. It is the decision to believe that there is always more to the story than what can be seen in the present moment. It is the choice to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. It is the assurance that even in uncertainty, there is a divine presence guiding the way. Even when life does not go as expected, faith provides the strength to keep going. It allows people to embrace uncertainty not as something to fear, but as part of a greater journey. It reminds people that they are never truly alone, that there is always a plan at work, even when they cannot see it. It is what allows people to find peace in the unknown, knowing that in the end, everything will unfold exactly as it is meant to. Life often unfolds in ways that challenge our expectations. People set goals, make plans, and work hard to shape their futures, hoping that things will happen according to their desired timelines. However, reality does not always align with human expectations. There are moments when things seem delayed, when prayers go unanswered, and when obstacles arise despite one's best efforts. In these moments, frustration, doubt, and even despair can creep in. It is difficult to understand why things do not happen as quickly as one would like, but what may seem like a delay is often a necessary part of a greater plan. There is a divine timing to everything, a purpose behind every waiting period, and a reason why certain things happen when they do. It is human nature to desire control. People want to map out their lives, setting specific milestones for when certain achievements should occur. They want their careers to flourish at a particular time, their relationships to progress according to a set schedule, and their dreams to materialize without obstacles. When things do not go as planned, it is easy to become discouraged, wondering if they will ever happen at all. However, looking back, many realized that the things they once thought were delays were actually perfectly timed events. The moments that seemed like setbacks were actually setting the stage for something even better. There is wisdom in waiting, even though waiting is often difficult. Patience is not simply about enduring time, but about trusting that things are being prepared in ways that are beyond immediate understanding. Sometimes what seems like a delay is actually a period of growth, a time for preparation before stepping into something greater. The person who does not receive an opportunity at the time they desire may later realize that they were not yet ready for it. Had it come too soon, they may not have been equipped to handle it properly. Divine timing ensures that when something arrives, it comes at the perfect moment, when one is truly prepared to receive it. The frustration of waiting is often compounded by the belief that prayers are going unanswered. A person may pray for success, love, healing, or a breakthrough, only to find themselves in the same situation for an extended period. They may wonder if their prayers are being ignored, questioning why their desires are not being fulfilled. However, just because something has not happened yet does not mean it will not happen. Sometimes the answer is not no, but not yet. What may seem like silence is actually a period of divine orchestration, where unseen forces are working behind the scenes to bring about the right outcome. Timing plays a crucial role in purpose. Every individual has a unique path, and the unfolding of that path is not random. There is a reason why certain things happen when they do. A person may desire something immediately, but if receiving it at that moment would not serve their greater purpose, then the delay is actually a blessing. There are countless stories of people who experience what they initially thought were setbacks, only to later realize that those moments were necessary for their growth and ultimate success. Sometimes the wait allows for better opportunities to arise. A person may be heartbroken over losing a job or missing out on an opportunity, not realizing that something even greater is on the horizon. Had they received what they originally wanted, they might have settled for less than what was truly meant for them. The disappointment of one moment often leads to the fulfillment of something far greater than was originally imagined. Delays also teach valuable lessons. They build resilience, patience, and faith. They help people develop the strength needed to handle the blessings that are coming. If everything came easily and instantly, there would be little appreciation for it. The process of waiting refines character and deepens understanding. It teaches people to trust in something greater than themselves, to surrender their need for immediate results, and to embrace the journey instead of simply focusing on the destination. Divine timing is evident in nature as well. Seasons change at their appointed times. The sun rises and sets according to a perfect rhythm, and everything in the natural world follows a precise order. Just as there is order in creation, there is order in life. Nothing happens by accident, and everything unfolds at the right moment. A seed does not become a tree overnight. It requires time to grow, to be nurtured, to develop strong roots before it can flourish. In the same way, people must go through their own seasons of growth before stepping into the fullness of their purpose. There are moments when delays feel unbearable, especially when it seems like everyone else is moving forward. It is easy to compare timelines, to wonder why someone else has received a blessing while another is still waiting. However, comparison overlooks the uniqueness of each journey. What is meant for one person may not be meant for another at the same time. Each person's path is different, and the timing of their experiences is tailored specifically for them. Just because something has not happened yet does not mean it will not happen. It simply means that the right moment has not yet arrived. The beauty of divine timing is that it often brings clarity in hindsight. Looking back, people often realize that the things they once desperately wanted would not have been right for them at the time. The relationships they prayed for that did not work out, the opportunities they chased that never materialized, and the closed doors that once seemed like disappointments were actually blessings in disguise. The things that did not happen paved the way for what was truly meant to be. Trusting in divine timing requires faith. It requires believing that there is a purpose behind every waiting period, even when it is not immediately visible. It requires letting go of the need to control everything and embracing the unknown with confidence. It requires understanding that just because something is taking time does not mean it will never happen. The right things will come at the right time, and when they do, they will fit perfectly into place. One of the most powerful aspects of divine timing is that it often brings more than what was originally asked for. A person who waits for the right opportunity may find that what they receive is far greater than what they initially desired. A person who trusts the process may end up in a place they never expected, but one that is even better than they imagined. The waiting period is not just about patience, it is about preparation for something greater. There are moments in life when everything seems uncertain, when it feels as though time is slipping away and dreams are being delayed. But in those moments, it is important to remember that timing is not random. There is purpose behind every delay, every closed door, and every moment of waiting. Just as the seasons change at the right time, life unfolds according to a divine plan. The key is to trust in that plan, to have faith that even when things do not make sense, they are happening exactly as they should. The journey of life is not about rushing to the finish line, but about embracing each moment as it comes. Every experience, whether joyful or challenging, is part of a greater story. The delays, the disappointments, and the unanswered prayers are not signs of failure, but signs of divine orchestration. They are reminders that what is truly meant to be will happen at the perfect time. It is not always easy to trust in divine timing, especially when patience wears thin and doubts arise. But when looking back, it becomes clear that everything happened exactly when it was supposed to. What once seemed like an unbearable weight now makes perfect sense. What once felt like a delay is now recognized as a necessary step towards something greater. Life's greatest blessings often come not when they are expected, but when they are least anticipated. The doors that close lead to new opportunities, the setbacks pave the way for breakthroughs, and the waiting periods prepare the heart for what is to come. In the end, everything happens as it is meant to, not a moment too soon and not a moment too late. There is a time for everything, and when the right time comes, everything falls into place in ways that are more beautiful than ever imagined.